Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Welcome to episode 1, giving you guys cutting edge marketing advice, tips, business strategy. And I'm here with the lovely Serena. How are you today?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you going?
Doing bloody marvelous. Thanks for asking.
It's been one of those days, I think, today.
It has been. It's been pretty crazy on our end. And, over the last few months, we haven't been going live. We've been crazily making things happen in the back end for clients, and especially a lot today and just recently with some big changes to do with iOS and everything with Facebook, where data tracking is getting harder and harder and harder. We'll leave that for another story to talk about on another day. However, today what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about some of the biggest mistakes that people make when marketing their business. How often do we see all this stuff come up, Serena?
Well, it's a lot of times, but you've got to take into consideration, and I've been there myself as well, that people just don't know tips and tricks, and if they're just learning something new, they just know the basics. So they can do a lot of stuff on marketing, but they're doing it the wrong way as well. So that's why we need to teach them the right way so they can start doing it better, smarter.
Exactly. I totally agree there. Because people are doing things the wrong way, some of the biggest stuff that we come across is we could just do very simple little changes, and these very simple little changes can be the difference between them getting even potentially just doubling the amount of flow that's going through per week into their business, just by making very simple little mistakes and simple little things that they're not focusing on enough to do with their marketing either. We're seeing it every single day, just people just having some real challenges when it comes to making sure that flow stays and it continues to stay in place and it continues to grow. And look, when you do put up the spend per day on your advertising accounts, that it's going to stay at the same cost per acquisition and the same cost per lead. Because we find that as people have a tendency to scale accounts, the costs also scale. And it's great if you're selling a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 product. However, if you're dealing with really, really small budgets and you're looking to sell, say, $30 products, or you're looking to sell $500 products, the smaller you can make that cost per acquisition, the better.
I wanted to say as well, Jared, is that I'm thinking a lot of people don't realize exactly what is involved in marketing. So when a lot of people think about marketing, they think that they just need to post on their Facebook, or social media or Instagram and put posts and quotes and all that up. I don't think they really realize the bigger picture is sometimes you have to spend money to make money, and spend money on Facebook ads currently is the big thing to do, because your leads are on social media. And when you put something in front of their face and you have to pay to select the right type of person to do that with, then you're going to get better leads. And I don't think they know that, most of them anyway.
No, people don't, right? That brings us to the first thing that a lot of people make as a mistake. They've got this sort of gambling mentality when it comes to marketing. So they go, oh yeah, I'm just going to throw this ad up and we'll see how it goes, right? We'll throw, a couple of grand behind this campaign and we'll see how it goes. How often have people used that those words with us, Serena?
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Let's go to the casino and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's I'm going to go into the casino and what's it called? Blackjack? And what was it? Roulette. Sorry, it's roulette, right? Black or red? Shows how often we both gamble, right? A lot of people, they go, oh yeah, I'm going to go into the casino, I'm going to put a couple $100 down, I'm going to put it all on black and see how we go, right? It's that type of mentality people are using with marketing these days. And if that's your mentality with marketing, no doubt you're going to get zero results. Or if you do get something, it's going to be all based on luck. And luck really isn't a repeatable process when it comes to social media and growing your following and generating leads and more sales, right? Luck can come into it a little bit. You can get lucky when you first do it, but eventually something breaks or something, wears out, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. We call it ad fatigue. And without the right strategy or the right formula to be able to go, okay, cool, now let's break that down, see what worked with it, let's change it, let's remodel it, let's recraft it. Without that strategy behind it, what you'll find is you'll find yourself on this little merry-go-round that just goes round and round and round and round, and you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, just keep going around the roundabout, and you can't get off it, right? Because you don't understand how to get off it. You're just sitting in the middle getting dizzy. right? Which is what a lot of people do. They just sit there on the roundabout. They don't know how to get off the roundabout. Therefore, without some type of strategy behind it all, they've just relied on luck. The amount of people that have done that is insane. And it's great that people have got there with a bit of luck. However, with a bit of strategy, with a process, it can be made so much more repeatable for your business so you can grow it.
I think they get frustrated as well too when that sort of happens. And then you find you're sort of like, okay, I'm doing this and I don't know how to do it differently. So I'll just keep doing it until I know what else to do. Then they tend to procrastinate and start getting, taken off in different directions. So that's why they really need to understand what is really behind marketing more than what they think there is. And once they understand that, they'll get how the marketing is at what actually brings in the leads for them.
Exactly. So that's the first one. It's around not gambling. Marketing is as much a mindset as anything, right? For us, we know how much it costs us to be able to obtain a lead. Then we know from that how much it costs us as a business to be able to obtain an appointment. Then from that, we know how much it costs us to be able to acquire a sale from a sales conversation rate. And then it's about going, okay, cool. I know now if I spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 on advertising plus per month, we would then judge the fact that we would then get so many sales from that as well. And the same is exact same for all of you guys here as well. You can do the exact same thing, except you've got to be right across these elements here, not gambling with your advertising budget and putting some proper structures and systems in place. So the second biggest mistake that people make when it comes to their marketing is they don't have a structure for their advertising account itself. And what I mean by that is there's three main elements to any marketing structure. The top is your complete cold audience, right? It's people that don't know who you are every single day that you're reaching within your marketing. So it's like your automatic prospecting system on the front end that's basically sorting through the thousands of people you're touching with your brand every day and finding the people that are interested out of those thousands in your product or service, or is actively looking at something to do now or in the future. The second element is the people that have touched your brand, but they haven't taken any actions yet that are necessary to be able to help themselves solve the problems that they do have, right? And it might also be as well, potentially, they might not have taken action because they got busy, they did things. People have a lifestyle, they have things going on in their life these days as well, where they might have made a decision to do something with you or to opt in through your marketing campaigns, but decided at the last minute no, or they got busy at the last minute doing things. Maybe, the boss walked through the door and said, get the hell off the phone, right? Or an employee walked into their business and goes, hey, I was just wondering whether you could talk to me about this quickly. Or they might have just maybe fallen asleep with their phone in their hand. Like say, for example, you may be like laying on the couch or something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't have a TV, so I don't get to lay on the couch. And if I did, I'd probably fall asleep. I don't take my phone to bed at all either because, it rings too much. So I turn it off and take it off, put it on airplane and leave it downstairs. And that way I don't get disturbed.
Yeah. I turned off all notifications, as you know, for everything, guys. All notifications for Facebook, Instagram. I was getting like upwards of 700 plus notifications every single day from all of our clients' pages and everything, and it was crazy. So decided to turn all of that off so I don't deal with that anymore a lot. So now I just check in a few times a day, and it's been incredible for productivity. So making sure that you are having that second form of communication with your marketing, or that second structure with your marketing, is really important. Then after that, there's people that have joined your email list, people that have joined your phone number list, people that have decided to take some action with you in some way, shape or form, but they may not have purchased a product, may not have worked with you yet, or maybe they have even worked with you already or in the past, right? It's then marketing to those people as well within your structures, and having those three structures systematic in place so that you can continue to speak to good quality people every single day in your business. Because, as we said, marketing can be predictable. It really can be predictable if you have a good structure and a solid foundation in place. If you didn't have a foundation in place when you were building a house, what do you think would happen to the house, Serena?
It would probably wobble and fall over in the first little minor earthquake or tremble or something.
Bali, the earthquakes you guys get over there from time to time, or maybe a rumble from the volcano.
You know, we're supposed to be waiting for a bit of a big earthquake that's going on around New Zealand and our side as well. There's a few small ones, but not the big one. And this structure's pretty good here. So we've had a 7.1 and it didn't fall down.
That's always good to know.
That's what I keep in my head. Okay, it's got to be 7.1 or more. Start running.
Yeah. Good. What do you think is some of the other mistakes that you see, Serena, as well, with people when they're running marketing campaigns or looking to run marketing campaigns, etc.?
Well, the biggest thing I sort of see is they just don't understand what's involved. So, you know, that's why I think they think they're going to be boosting posts and things like that. And they waste their money on boosting, but it actually does nothing for them at all. It might just get a few people looking at their page, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's their customers, you know. So pretty much understanding how Facebook works and the methods that you can use on that. They don't really understand how to do that. So that's a big thing in itself. And it's really hard for people to learn because they do go to lots of little mini courses and things like that, and it doesn't really teach you the fundamentals. Like the biggest thing I learned with Facebook is, yes, I can go and put Facebook ads on, not a problem, but I have no idea or had no idea how to do it effectively to be able to generate the leads. So I'd go and pay lots of money to create ads. I was getting lots of people coming in, you know, sort of for leads, but they weren't necessarily, you know, they were close to what I wanted because I did fill out what my customer's avatar looked like, but I didn't know enough to be able to make that work effectively, like say you do, for example, because you've got the experience to understand how to do all that and the many ways of doing it. So the biggest mistake is actually not having the knowledge. Not that they need it, but, you know, understanding why that knowledge is important and what it gives in the end result.
Why do you think knowledge is important, right? Because, I mean, a lot of people might just go, oh yeah, I'm just going to maybe just get somebody else to do it. And, you know, it's not my zone of genius or expertise, etc. So I don't need to understand it. Why do you think knowledge is important when it comes to marketing?
Well, for me, I like to understand what someone is doing because if they're not doing it correct for me, how do I know if they're doing it correct for me? Unless I'm getting lots of leads and then I'd be happy anyway. So for example, you know, take someone just recently that contacted us and they're talking to a guy in America who's already got an agency, but the agency is not doing the right thing by him. And the fact that he knows that, he's now looking for somebody else, and that somebody else was able to talk the language to make him understand that, you know, he knows what he's doing and he's about to do more than what he's currently getting. So that's why they need to understand what's involved, because otherwise they don't know if what's being done is exactly, I don't know, like not what you're paying for, but what is required to get the result. Not just saying, hey, you know, pay lots of money for this and I'll get you a few leads, and then they're sitting there waiting and nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's a frustrating thing, isn't it, right? Because you go, I'm finally going to take the action and do something to move my business forward, and then, you know, you have a little bit of maybe of an understanding on things. However, you go and you spend that money and then all of a sudden it just doesn't deliver the results that you're after, and you find yourself in the same position a few months later looking to try and find somebody else who can actually do it for you. And you're sorting through all the noise as well of people that are, you know, talking to them about it on their Facebook feeds, all this type of stuff as well. Let's just take that one for example, right? Because we had a look at the creative and we had a look at the ad copy for that particular campaign that has been run by another company for this. And we're not going to mention company names or anything like that. We're just going to talk just what we found from that, because this gym that was getting this agency to run marketing for them. Now, I must say there was a few positives, wasn't there, Serena? They were using video. The creative was good, right? Because you want to maximize it as much as possible, the algorithm and the assets that you have available to be able to utilize and retarget you from social media. However, what we found with that was it was a gym, number one. Number two, it was male-female segregated from a marketing perspective, which was plus. However, there was the male campaign with a female in the video.
Yes.
Now, it's just these little things, isn't it, Serena, right? That can make...
Yeah. And what the female was doing, that would turn me off going to the gym anyway.
Well, exactly, right? And I would say we're probably target markets to go and, you know, get fit, go to the gym, whatever, right? I know I am too. But if I saw an ad targeted at men with a female in the video, I'd go, oh, they got no attention to detail. I mean, what do they like at the gym? Like, You know what I mean? So, you know, like this is like first impressions that you're making to people from your company, right? That was one thing. The second thing was, you remember the campaign, Serena?
I remember well, they weren't videos. I think there was a picture of the girl. It was just a very short word thing title at the top. I was sort of focused on what the girls were doing, which was like quite heavy for someone if they were just about to start at the gym or whatnot. So that was my turn off. I can't remember the words. I just remember it was very little enticement. Free, something free.
So what they did is in their ad copy, they said there's 2 free sessions.
That's right.
So like, I mean, for me, 2 free sessions doesn't really mean much. It's not very strong in terms of an offer. Like you can come and have 2 free sessions with us.
What if you go there and you don't like them? Then your 2 free sessions are worth shit.
Yeah, it's worth nothing. Right? But I mean, a lot of things in marketing, right? The way that you pitch things can be very different. It's like, you know, when you're speaking to a partner or you're speaking to a friend or someone you know, and you say to them, I'm so unhappy with you, right? And that's the way you deliver you're unhappy to them. Then there's another way to do it where you could say, hey, Serena, I love you as a person, but I noticed a couple of things just recently that weren't the best look or feel for me, right? It's a very different way of delivering it. So in marketing, you can do the exact same thing where you could say, 2 free sessions, which it doesn't sound like much, it doesn't sound exciting. And you could just say free trial reveals, something that's got a little bit more punch behind it as well. Come and try for free. And you're not exactly saying how many days the trial is or anything like that, but you're creating some curiosity at least of people that would want to come and check out the gym and have a trial of the gym as well.
Like I would try it for free for sure.
Exactly, right? Because you'd want to at least, it'd spark your curiosity and you go, okay, look from online, this looks like a pretty kick-ass gym. And mind you, this is a big franchise in America, right? We're talking about too. And they've got tennis and all these other different sports there as well. And, you know, they've got a lot of backing behind them from memory too, from, you know, quite big sports people and things like that too, which is also huge.
The creative should have been quite long, you know, to make it more exciting about what's involved, not just what the little bit they had there. That would have been important.
Exactly. So it's like these are a lot of the biggest mistakes. And I'm glad actually we brought this one up too, because at least we can point out mistakes that they've made in it as well, so people can kind of get a bit of an understanding on it. Because the other thing was as well is, like you're saying, create the copy, right? You're talking about, it was so short. Yeah. And it wasn't attractive, it wasn't exciting, it didn't tell a story.
Not enticing.
It wasn't enticing. It was just like you would put on like not even a brochure, like a little promotional thing that you go and put on those little pin boards, right? And that's all it was, right? It wasn't exciting at all. So some of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to marketing is they don't test, you know, long form copy, short form copy. They don't test different words and see what those words will produce in terms of result, test different headlines. People just don't test enough.
So different testings on different devices as well.
Because, you know, some marketing campaigns do better on Instagram than they do on Facebook. Some creative do better on Facebook than they do Instagram, you know? So there's heaps of different things that people could be doing a lot more of. They're just not testing enough.
Spot on.
Well, bloody on, right? It's been a good episode too, because, you know, we are sharing today a live example of someone that we've come across recently that we're speaking with currently to be able to manage all of their marketing and everything too, because there's just heaps of little things that have been going wrong there that you can see that are very, very clear. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, today to the Marketing Funnels and Show. And that's episode 1, the first Monday, right? Have a killer week. So if you guys want to shoot us a message to the page, just let us know. If you have anything that you'd like us to tear apart on Friday's show even, right? So if you've run some ad campaigns or some type of marketing campaign or something that you'd like us to tear to pieces for you, then, you know, Friday is going to be our tear day, okay? Tune in, be there or be square.